Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to your end of October 2025 general tarot update. It's Raina here. Oh, so hard to lift up this card. I'm trying to get the top one if I can. Okay, two came out. I will put both of these here. That's your card in case you didn't know. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Knight of Pentacles. This is a card associated with the sign of Taurus. And just as an energy or an influence, it can be the person with a great work ethic, but it's kind of like that very, wash, rinse, repeat variety of like just getting up, going to work, and it's like do it all again the next day type of deal. And so it's not necessarily that the person is doing the work that they really want to do, but maybe they're just paying the bills or being stoic about it. They're stepping up to the plate and they're being consistent. This could be dealing with a Taurus individual. And, if you're Sun in Gemini, you can have inner planets in Taurus yourself, including Venus, and it can make you very attracted to that sort of person on a certain level. Maybe overall sometimes it might not be the perfect match I'm not saying all cases, but in some cases you might have some point of connection which makes you attracted to them and them to you. In the past position, two cards came up. One of them is the King of Cups and the other is the Nine of Wands. With the King of Cups, this can be therapy or like a counselor or spiritual advisor, or that somebody that you were involved with. And maybe that relationship was, even if that person was a mature individual, like the King upright suggests, it still might be that you were not really tuning into each other. Maybe that person was too much of an emotional individual and you're too detached for it to really work and to understand each other. And it might have been no one's fault. But also the Nine of Wands. So that makes me think of somebody like if you were in therapy because you have trust issues or you're, literally coming out of this terrible relationship where you did have to really watch your back or maybe now you feel like you have to because someone that was really not a good person kind of made your life a living hell, and now you're kind of not trusting people. The Knight of Pentacles can be either that you're losing yourself in your work to get away from those feelings of negativity, or that you are actually encountering somebody who resembles the Knight of Pentacles, and they are trustworthy, they are dependable, but you might still have a little bit of fear connected to what you'd had to deal with in the past. The higher message is the Lover's card, which means, like I said, this is your card and it can represent choice. Because it represents you, it might mean that now is the time to put yourself first. If you Like if you have come from a terrible relationship and it's been recent, and for me, recent can be 6 months or even a year, it might be too soon to get involved in another relationship. You may need time to process what you went through so that when you go into a new experience, you're not going to have a lot of that residue of fear or just negative emotions because you still are. This can be a card of like getting close to someone, or whether or not you're deciding to get close to someone intimate. You'll see with the Lovers card when they're trying to be faithful to Rider Waite that they will show nude people. In this one, they have nude frogs, and it's to symbolize intimacy, but it's really ultimately about that emotional intimacy. As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I mean, it could be physical, but to me, the emotional is the ultimate. And maybe you're afraid of sharing your vulnerability with someone at the moment. What crosses you is the Queen of Wands. To me, ultimately, this is about confidence. And right now, because it's in the challenge position, you may not really have it going on. And by the way, there could be something with work matters because this Queen of Wands in the challenge position could be like a boss from hell, that no matter how much you work, like with the Knight of Pentacles, even if you show up on time and you do all the right things, this person might have it in for you. And if you're dealing with someone like that, it's easy to feel persecuted, like they are against you. And it's not to say that they're not, but by the same token, just to let you know that you still have the ability to succeed. And maybe with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like you're knowing that you're not going to be there forever. Like you might be already actively looking for another job, or maybe you have a business that you are going to debut at some point, and you're just going there to pay your bills. But you are going to do a top-notch job. You're not going to let anyone uh, cause you to rebel so that you are mailing it in. And then if you come in late and all of that stuff, the person can say, see, I was right to not give that person the promotion because they're unreliable. And you're showing that they, really blew it when they didn't give you the promotion because you're like a stellar employee. What's coming in is the Nine of Swords. This is a card of anxiety. And it can simply be because there are changes happening, and some of them you may feel like you didn't have any hand in them and you don't like that something is happening. This particular deck shows eyes, if you see to the right side of her. And I love that because I think a lot of, not all, but some anxiety is due to what will they think about me, and it's like worried about someone judging you or what have you, when it's really not about that. It's really not the end all be all. And so the ability to go ahead and do what you need to do, even if it's something that is outside of what a lot of people would do, and people might try to get you to second guess yourself. You know that you're not happy in a certain situation, and you're not going to allow anyone else's opinion of your behavior to influence that. The outcome is the Ace of Swords. this is really great for taking action with clarity of mind. The swords relate to the air signs, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we do have a new moon, which would kind of represent that ace energy coming up on November, October 17th. I'm sorry, October 21st. So that might be a time when you really get things clear about what it is that you want to happen in your life. Okay, that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a tarot reading or an astrology reading or both together, please click on the link below for more information. Thanks for watching. Bye.